Welcome to the Juicing the Orange podcast, where everyone is just a name until you know their story. My name is Rob. I'm your co host today, and today I am joined by Racheal Groce. Welcome.
Hi.
Racheal, let's just jump right into it. Tell us, who is Racheal Groce? Tell us about yourself.
I am a 28-year-old African American educator. I am a Seventh day Adventist. I am a friend. I am a sister. I am a godmother. I am a um a worker in the Lord's army. I don't know. that's that's who I am.
It sounds like you wear so many hats.
Yes.
So, Racheal, please tell us about your roots. Where are you from originally?
I am from New Jersey, born and raised in New Jersey, in West Orange, New Jersey, still here in West Orange, New Jersey. My parents are Jamaican, so I'm raised with that very rich Jamaican culture. So if someone asks me, what am I don't say I'm American. I am a Jamaican, and all who want to debate me, don't do it. And Yeah, those are my roots.
So, your roots. So, those are your roots. You are Jamaican and proud
Mhm.
of it.
Proud.
So, proud, very proud. Big up yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Rachel, please tell us about your spiritual journey. It's 28 years old. You've been in New Jersey all your days. Sounds like you grew up in Kodo. Is that correct to say?
Yes, I'm born and raised in Kodo. So I am a child of two. My brother is a year older than me. He's also born and raised in Kodo. So my family has been there for about 30 plus years now.
Wow.
So as far as church family goes, I am a Kodo child, baby, product of Kodo. Um, and that's really all I know in terms of church family. My spiritual journey is still going. So as of right now, it has done a lot of ups and downs. I mean, growing up in the church, right? We are educated and taught on certain things, and then as you grow and you really start to build that personal relationship, with Jesus. I don't want to say things change, but they might alter according to what best fits the person. So I feel that now that I'm in my later adulthood, that I am really experiencing Jesus firsthand for myself. I can say that within the last 3 years, my spiritual walk has taken a big turn where it is not religion first, it's relationship, and religion helps push that relationship along, if that makes sense. So I am a proud Seventh-day Adventist. I will be a Seventh-day Adventist until the day I take my last breath,
Mhm.
but I pride myself in knowing him for myself. So I have been really taking more time to know what his voice sounds like and know what it is when the Holy Spirit speaks to me, and then to be obedient and act accordingly. That's where I don't want to say I struggle, but that is where I find the most like push in my walk with Christ, like really hearing him and being obedient, like right then and there when I hear that he says something, like not kind of like, oh well, God, I'm gonna come back to that in a second, but like really moving on the double for him.
Rachel, that was a wonderful response to that question. Thanks for sharing. Now, moving on, I want to know about some of the obstacles that you have overcome and some of the things that you have learned that you could share with us.
Um Obstacles, I would say anxiety. Um Anxiety is, I think it's really it's bigger sometimes than what people really think it is. Um I'm the type I wouldn't say I'm type A, but I'm A-ish kind of. So like I'm very like this is my plan, this is what I want to do. I'm very expecting like things to go a certain way. But being a Christian and knowing Jesus knows that's not it. That's not how it really goes. And so I guess it's in that portion of like trusting him or trusting that things will be all right is where anxiety, and that's the devil, right? Where anxiety really plays. And I would like be obedient to the anxiety, right? Strangely enough, Christian, and the anxiety would really attack me. And I've had seasons of rough times, but what I've learned the most is that it's okay to seek help and to be open about what you're experiencing. Um, I will take this short plug to say that, therapy in Jesus works. And I know that therapy is something that we don't talk about in our community as like Black people or in the church, really, but um, therapy coupled with Jesus, you really can't do anything with like without him. But I've always tell like my friends and people like therapy and Jesus works. It has helped me really cope with some things that like I've had going on for a long time and didn't even realize that it was like connected to something or tied to something else. And it's okay to talk about it because with talking about it, right, we educate people, my profession. So it's like it's good to talk about certain things. So I have learned that it's okay to have anxiety. It's not okay not to want to deal with it.
Mm,
And so it's okay to learn new things. And the best thing that I have learned with dealing with my anxiety is doing things in like chunk size bites. If you have a list of 10 things to complete for the day, tell yourself that I'm going to at least complete 4 because you don't want to get overwhelmed, because then if you don't feel like you're getting to your 10, the anxiety going to kick in and then you're going to feel like unsuccessful. But if you have a list of 10 and you said that you're going to do 4 and you can get those things done, then you'll feel all right. You'll do all right. And then you pray and then you tell the devil, not today,
not
find
today.
somebody else, right?
Hmm.
Anxiety doesn't dwell here, that's of the devil, but peace, joy, safety, that's of Jesus. And then I get through my day. That's my obstacle.
Awesome. Now, speaking of obstacles, man, we kicked off 2021 with some drama already.
Okay.
Insane. So, real quick, let me know what your opinion is about the state of the USFA. What are you thinking?
We're in a tricky place. um it's tricky out there. Um when December 6th occurred, um or December, I'm sorry, January. Hi, we're in a new year, Racheal. Okay, so when
Mhm.
January 6th occurred and the Capitol, um,
Yes.
the first thought that came to my mind was like, wow. I said to myself, and I was speaking to myself in third person, I said, oh, Racheal, it's time to get your house in order. Like, if we really think that, signs of the time and things are not really going to start to happen, we are like sorely mistaken. And I called my friend and I was like, baby,
Hmm.
if you don't love Jesus, if you don't believe in him now and or yet, you got to get it together. It's time to definitely get it together. It was a very much of a blatant wake up call, not only like physically and like, being aware of your environment and what you do and how you do it, but spiritually for me, I was like, okay, heard you. We got to get it together.
Very true. Very true. I did hear you say that you are an educator.
Yes.
So, is that something that you're truly passionate about? How'd you get into that?
Um, I am passionate about education. I'm passionate about early elementary education. So I'm a kindergarten teacher.
Mm,
I have taught kindergarten for about maybe like 5 years. This is going to be my 5th year. I was in third grade at one point. I love my third graders. I just don't like the grade, if I can be honest. But I got into education because so For high school, my parents sent my brother and I to Pine Forge Academy, which is an Adventist high school institution, a boarding school, and I had a really instrumental dean there. Her name is Dean Camille Kibler, and she she loved us like we were her own. Like, she wasn't my physical teacher, but she taught us a lot of life lessons. And when I went to college, I went to Oakwood University. I actually was a bio major, and I was doing research and all that fun stuff. And I just felt impressed that, like, that's not where I was supposed to be. And every time I would do something, I always end up like teaching people and helping doing instruction. And my dean really like played in my head often, like just how she really left an impact on my life. Like, to this day, impact. And the impact was so positive and always for the better. And I was like, I really want to be that for somebody else. Because, I could have went to a place and it could have been negative impact, but she was so instrumental in like those years, 13 to, well, how long was it? 13 to 17, 18. And it's like now as a 28-year-old, there are things that I still implement as an adult that I could honestly attribute to her. And it's not saying that, my parents didn't do what they had to do, because I do things that they have, instilled in me. But it's so interesting to see that, like, the people that come into your path, how negative or positive they can be. And I always want to
Mhm.
be like a positive change to someone. And so I transferred to the education department, um, second semester my freshman year, and I absolutely love it. I have no regrets for changing my major. I love what I do. I love teaching my kindergarten. Oh, they're funny. They're brutally honest, but I love them. And so I am passionate about education. I think that you can learn much more than just reading and writing and math in education. There's life skills that can be learned. There's, communication skills. There's lifelong connections. And so I think that's important. The education system is to be valued, like at a high, at a high ranking standard. So I am passionate about that, amongst other things, but I'm glad to be in the field that, like, I work in every day, even though this virtual learning can amen. It can
Yes.
go.
A lot of prayers to you as an educator with
Thank
the
you.
patience that is needed to deal with our youngest in our population of this
Yes,
world.
thank you.
Yes. So you're an educator, you're so many things. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? How does that look for you? I know you said that we have our own plans, but God has his, but still, let's talk about that. Next 5 to 10, where do you see Rachel?
In the next 5 to 10 years, if it be the Lord will, I would
Hmm.
like to still be in education. I would like to start like mentoring other teachers on how to teach, um, like modeling for them, and seeing like how they're doing. I would also, like to have started my own small business. I'm juggling between the thoughts of exactly what it will be. Um, because I love to teach, but like I do that like every day. I think I like to cook as well. And I enjoy cooking like for my friends and my family. So I don't know if I would do that, or if it would be like not events, but like planning things, like organizational type things. I like when, an organization has like order, there's structure and things of that
Hmm.
nature. So I wouldn't mind doing that as well. So I would like to be a business owner by then. By then I'll be quite older than I am now.
That's just a matter of perspective.
Whew, it's a little bit scary when I think about it. But still in this area, um, uh, owning either a place or um, building something. So I haven't really prayed on it. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't prayed on it yet, because thinking that far sometimes is a little bit scary, right? And like, remember anxiety, trying to control that, and I don't want to like freak myself out. But um, I want to just continue to progress ultimately, like as a good citizen of society, not just like earthly, but also in the spiritual as well, right? So even if
Mhm.
that means that I'm still in the same space location wise, I'm growing within myself personally, with God, with others, and inspiring people to do what's best for them. And hopefully what's best for them is in the will of the Father as well. So then we're just inspiring each other to be really awesome people, right? Like, don't we just
Yes,
want a little bit more awesome people in this life,
we
you
do.
know? So,
Mhm.
anything to work towards that goal, I think would be good.
That's an awesome goal to work towards.
Thank you.
So, with the little ones that you're working with, and as we are progressing through life, everything is just bound to change. Some change is slow, some change is quick. Thinking about Kodo, what are some changes that you could see happening in Kodo?
Um, 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 I would. I'm not saying that this doesn't happen. So, because Coda's a really big place, right? And myself and you, we just met, right?
We
And
did.
you've I've been at church for X amount of years, and you've been coming to church for about 2 years now. And I feel kind of bad that like this is my not we're having like this first encounter with each other. Granted, we can like take a year out because COVID was here and we were closed, but even still, so I think for me, um I would want for myself and maybe like older members to become more consciously aware of who is walking in through our doors, right? Like begin, and I'm saying this because I'm trying to like make my brain register this too, so that it can become a practice, like to begin to build that habit, to always be on the lookout, like, hmm, it's I'm not usually looking for my same people, because I know them. I can always find them. But like, who haven't I seen last week that's here this week? And did I see him last week? Now I'm seeing him again. So maybe he's to come to Orange, so that like we pride ourselves in being a family, right? And I love my church family. My church family is not even church family. They're my family, plays, schools, life. They're my family. And so it's like, who else can we invite into this family that we've created, right? Um, I think that's important. And I just got like a whole bunch of conviction about it, like, especially after meeting you, like, we got to do a little bit better, I think, at that. Not saying that it's not happening, but but like for who we are, it can definitely like be a bigger push. And so I'm going to be a part of that push. I'm going to start looking. I'm gonna start looking, and definitely like saying hi, and just, hey, what's your name? And if I ask your name, new members 100 times, please bear with me. It's a lot. It's a lot of y'all.
It's a lot of
Um,
faces.
it's a lot of faces, and it's like it's only a once a week thing, right? I think also I would love to see. I know we're supposed to hopefully start building soon and expanding. Church is big, we need a little bit more space. I love what that church is. It's always going to, I know it like inside and out, but I would love to see some new things like being created in buildings, so that we can have spaces to meet people and greet people, community and inside the church, um, and like, just ways to like facilitate and host more, I would want to say, um, so those are definitely two things off the top of my head that I want to see, um, not change, but pick up more about Orange. Because I'm not going to say it's not happening. I don't want nobody to call my phone and say, well, it was happening. Don't crucify me like they did my Lord. I just
No.
want to see it more, 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 more. That's all.
That's an awesome piece of advice to share. Definitely, thank you so much for putting that out there. And hey, we're in a brand new year. Like you said, we're building in a new space. Change is upon us, and that is something that could definitely be implemented. So, thank you for sharing. Well, we're out of time today. Thank you so much for joining Juicing the Orange podcast, where every person is just a name until you know their story. I hope you were inspired today by Racheal's story today, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. That
Yo.